the hardest?
Was where do you think the main part of your career was?
Do you know the weirdest thing? Bro, if you told me I'll be standing, if you told me I'll be walking and doing a freestyle for my mate at this age, I'll be dying. So the weirdest thing is, you know, humbly, I got off the phone to a couple companies this morning. I've just finished a graphic novel. I've just got I've got other things which amalgamate to a whole bigger picture life. We're in a better place in life.
I want to get to that.
Do you get
art
what I'm
and
coming
everything.
from?
Yeah.
But like, so for me, I'm at my height now. Then music aside, forget music. I mean, truthfully, I probably make more money at my music now than I did in any career. And I feel better when I'm doing it than I did any time. So, but at the height as far as who I was before,
You're there now.
I'd say it's probably, you know, when we helped build what people went on to then help. So if I look back and think my biggest achievements would be some of the pillar stones that I know that went down to helping build what people have today.
Exactly. And touching on that, I'd say one of them Dubplate drama. And I feel like that's overlooked and shied away from. I don't think you get enough ratings for actually.
No, I tell you what it is with Dubplate drama. I've got a love-hate relationship with Dubplate drama because I also then on the flip side feel that Dubplate drama is also one of them situations that it gave a lot to a lot of people that weren't from our culture that I've seen go on to not benefit our culture. If that makes sense. People that I know personally.
I'm not even gonna be funny, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Early in my career, I got a phone call from yourself and you're like, yo, bro, I need a couple artists, come true, Dubplate drama.
Come on.
You didn't have to do that, bro.
Nah, but it's
You get me? You see that stuck with me for years, bro, because that was a big deal, bro. You're giving me the opportunity to be on the big screen.
Yeah, but bro,
You see what I'm saying? There's not a lot of man like that network and reach out. Bro, the game is disgusting.
I'm sitting here for that same reason I picked up the phone that day. You know what I mean? Nothing don't change, bro. It's the same, like, I don't know, and maybe this is where me and a lot of other artists differ, bro. I actually have a moral compass, bro. Like, actually, maybe it fucks me over, maybe it does. I said it a minute ago, you know, when it comes to sitting down, doing talking and all that, I don't give a fuck what this does. This will get 1 view, 1 million. My brethren asked me to do something. That's that. And that's the rules I'm sitting to in this thing. I've done Spray's podcast. I got a lot of people who won't talk to me no more because I don't want to do their podcast. I don't want to sit and talk shit with them. I don't want to do none of this shit, bro. So like my friends, the people that were friends, people that I could see genuine in, like I said, like certain people. And I'm just grateful that like there was enough of those people within this confines that I've always recognized that in man, like yourself, like people. So there's enough, there are enough real people in this thing. You know, and some of them are in high places and some are in low places, but that's the moral compass man stick to, you know, man.
No, I respect that from you. So you see, like, touching on Dubplate drama, how different was that character that you played back then to the person that you was back then? I know you're laughing when I asked that, but I have to ask that. I have to ask that,
was with me.
I know. I was with you. I was there. But for the people that know, don't know,
I don't know,
people that
bro.
listen to
like,
you.
I didn't have no songs in Dubplate drama. The man didn't do no rapping stuff. And I know that they wrote a lot of shit and I looked at that script and I said, nope.
Exactly, you made that script yourself.
No, we ain't doing that. Like on any level, like that's what I'm trying to say. There was a lot of coonery that I got caught out on. A man that me and certain people spent whole days rewriting scripts for these guys of what can't go happen and what can't do and and a lot of, the most important thing I can say what went in error at that time, I guess, was obviously the character that they've got written as a bad person does a lot of talking shit. So we had to cut all that out and we had to cut all the excitement. So that for me it was just that, like just cutting all the bollocks out.
Because usually story writers, they haven't really literally lived the life what they're writing about. Do you know what I mean? They're just story writers.
You know the funniest thing?
Whereas you've been there.
You know what's mad? You said something to me earlier when you was with B, innit?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you was with him them times, but one night, I never remember, I was filming Dubplate and B phoned me. And I think he was not too far when he was coming home them times. And he said something to me. And there was always a saying, because me and him was going to do something. And you know already, when you're doing certain things with certain people, you're like, bro, are you going to have your head together? He's like, yeah. And he said something. He said, bro, as good as I do things bad, I do things good. I never forgot that line, because I've always remembered that is actually the ethos.
Yeah, it's just yin yang. You're straight in the middle, you feel me? Straight, bro.
So we took that into error. And I took it as a line to tell the production, like, this is the ethos of your guy. As good as he does things bad, he does things good. There's your ethos. Does that make sense?
No, 100%. 100%. So would you not get involved with it if they brought it back again? Or have you ever had any thoughts of like
Do you know what it is, bro?
rubbing shoulders with them? 'Cause bro,
No.
I feel like that's a
No,
big
do you know
deal,
what?
bro.
If I'm truthful, my whole thing with everything that I see, every moving and shaking that I see within the music industry, within the film industry, if I'm truthful, I just see it. At the moment, people are just doing business with the wrong people. So I can't get involved why business is happening with the wrong people. I see people making films and you're looking at the film like, what the fuck? You're seeing people get budgets for things and you're like, what the fuck? So at this moment in time, I'm just waiting to finish the projects that I've started as far as the graphic novels, the books, the writing and all that. And then I can get back around the back way and say, this is what I want to do. And I don't think until that point, I can make my statement clear that we're not doing what the fuck these lot are doing, bro. So we need it. It needs to be film. It needs to be, you know, the coonery has to be finished now. So if I'm gonna sit down and we're not getting budgets for shit that's not coonery, bro, they're the facts. So I know that I need to go do what I'm doing in the fields that I'm doing it in, so I can avoid coonery budgets.
Nah, I hear you.
You feel me?
So for the people that don't know, tell them a bit more about your comic line, your graphic line, the illustrations that you do. Let them know about what you do.
I should have. If I knew we were gonna sit down, I would have even bought some. But like, at the moment, I got. I hate talking shit.
You got I seen you with loads of characters and all of that.
At the moment, I own the IP to Oliver Twist 2150. So I've got a graphic novel that's coming out. It's a 200-page graphic novel that's going to start being released from next week. It's called Oliver Twist 2150. It's based around the old Oliver Twist story, but it's also based in the future. You've got AI interaction. There's going to be merch. There's some merch coming next week. So I hate talking shit because it is what it is, but it's on. It's
a big deal, bro.
It's on, bro.
I don't feel like you're talking shit. These things people need to know, bro. It's a big deal, and it seems small to you because you're doing it.
I had this conversation this morning.
I'll
be honest with you. Listen, when it comes to things like what I do, like sometimes I'll test it. Like if I could put up a post on my Instagram of me rapping, talking a bunch of shit. Loved it. Put up a picture of artwork, which I know far exceeds the levels of whatever this music shit is. That's not for my audience. So a lot of the time, if I'm talking about what I'm talking about as far as like the graphic novels and the books and the comics and the art, my audience don't give a shit. What they will give a shit about is at the end of it when they say, yo, Mike thinks hard. That's the only part they give a shit about.
Yeah.
Now the audience that I actually deal with as far as that's concerned, I'm getting ready to step into their dome now. Does that make sense?
No, I get you.
So there in that there is comics, merch, books, film. There's all that involved, writing. So again, and I think when I get into that flow of things, then I'll be able to turn around and say, yo, this is what I want to do. But I still need my audience to, because that's what we're going to sell over there. What we're taking over to that world of things. If we do it right, they haven't seen it. They haven't seen this.
Man, this is it.
Does that make sense?
Nah, because there's a post that you put up on Instagram a while ago, yeah, and you had that weird TV that spins to the side and that. So I'm watching that, yeah, and I think my brethren's around me. He's like, yo, you see the TV my man's got in this? I'm saying, bro, you don't even know. My man's got he's got studios. He's got a separate studio. He's got a room for his artwork. Like, that's the least. You see, like, what man think about small-minded, they don't know there's more to you than just that. You see what I'm saying, fam? So certain little things that go on social media, I know you firsthand, innit, bro? I just chuckle, bro. I just think they don't know this guy. Yeah. This guy's a different kind of guy. Like, your leagues, like, light years ahead of a lot of people, bro.
I think, do you know what it is, bro? Learning, you know, man, you come on, you know, man, sit here, we study, do everything, philosophy, we listen to all. And I think I've got to this point of this thing here now where at the moment, I'm just grateful. I take my blessing. I'm grateful for even feeling the way I feel about shit. I'm grateful that even when I step in the booth, it still sounds like that. I feel like that. That it's the truth.
What? Look at Little Reese. He lost his voice, but he gets shot in his throat, lose his voice. Beanie Siegel, voice gone.
But even deeper than that, even just, bro, how can I put it? Like, we know why people sound shit over a certain age. They've got nothing to say.
They ain't got no content. They're not living.
It wasn't never saying nothing.
Yeah. They weren't saying nothing in the first
never
place.
Really lived. You know, there's only so much energy you can suck off some youths. There's only so much time you can talk about manipulating children. There's only so much time.
Yeah, you get old and you're talking about you got ops. What ops you got, bro? You're almost touching middle age and you're talking about ops. You know them style here, like, man's got to change. Well, for our era, man got to change what man's putting in the dialogue and the content.
Yeah, but this is why. But again, that's one of the reasons why I say I'm more grateful now than I've ever been. You know me from a Kwede, and you know that man has always been on a certain lyrical path as far as the content I put out. So to know, I think now I probably get more rewarded for that content now than I did at the time. Because at the time I'm with my peers, and a man said it to me the other day. I was in the studio a couple of them the other day, and I think I was resizing that, and a man said, "Right, you know what, mate? I'll tell you the truth. I listened to you more on my way out of jail, bro, and that's when I started really getting into you." And the way the man then was talking, it almost made me emotional because it wasn't no fools that were saying it neither. And it was like, and I said, bro, do you know how much that means a lot to a man? Cause I was the alternative in a sense of like, I'm with them. Like, it's only, you know, like even now when people talk certain shit like, bro, we didn't know he was there, or I've heard man come out and talk about, bro, mate, don't, and but to find out that's my family. Like, you know, like, cause we didn't do X, Y, and Z from the beginning, so certain times. So when you're going through the times, you remember me being on a tune with Corleone talking about, I'm gonna say this as clear as I can, ready to tear. So that was the stance I took at the time. So to get rewarded for that stance now, because everyone else who didn't take that stance, they didn't last as long.
No, 100%.
Does that make sense? Because there wasn't, you know, so when I said to a man the other day, bro, to know that, you know, I was just rapping as the other option. So at the same time, me and my, you know, I'm sitting down there with whoever I'm sitting there, me and my Johnny Bridgen sitting here, and I'm trying to rap as the option to the man them, and that's what I was in real life, with the man them in real life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, so to know that now down the line, that's what's kept man alive, and that's what's now transcended to the ones after, why they still fuck a man, I can't complain, bro. You just gotta take the blessings, you know,
Keeping
like
it chill, come on. So you see, like, back in the days, I remember when you was coming up, you just brought out the Johnnies and that, you was running around with a couple of the
yeah, my big oldies, bigger oldies, or bigger all the man.
Grinches and them of
bigger
the
all
world.
the man them. The man that kept man solid for years.
Come on, Reba, you see the Birmingham man them? Come, they're different, bro. They
This came home never did.
real recognised, bro, you get me? Man's got a lot of family and a lot of love over there in the Midlands, you get me, bro? Man, never ever drop out them, man, there. You see what I'm saying?
All of them, both sides, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I remember I'm from out of town originally. I was from country originally.
Right, so you could deal with both.
But the weirdest thing was,
You see me?
it's like I kind of, as I got older, I kind of reverted back. It's like I come down to London when I was a youth, and it's like I spent enough time thinking. And by the time I started doing the CDs and traveling, I felt more comfort I felt more comfort out of London, bro, if I'm honest. Like, I preferred my people, them, I was my girl, them, I was living at a place in Long Eaton with the man, them, I was in Brom. I just preferred that energy more than I preferred the energy from town. And it got...
because they love man more, bro.
It allowed me to see certain things as well.
They rate man more over there, you get me? I think they like difference, innit? It's like us. You see what I'm saying? Because when I was making music, Northwest people, they used to listen to my music, but I got more love from like South, East, North. You feel me? And it's the same with us over here. We'll listen to more.
But over here, Northwest is different though, because over here, you got so much rubbing the politics that it's mad.
Yeah, it's political over here. But like I said, it's just as bad as in Birmingham as it is over here. You get me? Man's warring with man at the bottom of their road and them thing there.
But you know what I used to like about out there, if I'm honest, what I preferred about town?
Who's the hardest?